Hello everyone, welcome back to another G1 Transformers review. Now, as you can no doubt see, I'm doing one of the classic G1 headmasters from the 1987 lineup. This was not directly requested in so much as the particular character, but one of my subscribers, the Fallen 835, asked if I had any other headmasters that I could review, so I thought I'd dig another one out. And this is of course Mindwipe, now the Decepticon hypnotist. Now, as you can see also, he's in his bat mode, which is his alt mode, so he's an early sort of beast former, and pretty good mode it is too. Rather imposing bat, not the greatest of head sculpt. I would have really liked if they'd have done an open sort of mouth with some teeth, but it's kind of bat-like enough to give you the look. Usual G1 sort of touches, a nice little bit of chrome and that fitted on there, and of course, as with all G1 headmasters, he's got a little cockpit so that he's headmaster partner, and I believe that's vorath from memory. Usual sort of little headmaster, great little bit of moulding and some little paint actually just on his face just to pick him out, but usual headmaster, articulation, just a little bit in the arms. I won't move them because they are very prone to break when you get to this age, and obviously he's got his metal jointed knees, so you can bend him at the knees like if you're sitting down, and he could, if in a seated position, you could pop him inside Mindwipe's chest and close him up, so he could go in there. And that's quite often why, if you're lucky, you still find these guys with their Nebulon partners, because if the kids had any sense, they used to keep the headmasters in there. Now, the only part I am actually short of for this guy is his gun. Now, what I'm going to do is use Weirdwolf's gun, which is very similar, apart from the fact that it's obviously in blue. Mindwipe's gun is pretty close to this in appearance, but comes in the same purple as the side parts there on the bat mode, which become his arms. Anyway, I'll give you a quick look at the actual bat figure, and you get the normal G1 rub sign on the front. Like I say, you get a little bit of chrome picked out here and there, and the Decepticon logos. Generally speaking, he's not in bad nick. He's got a little bit of wear on one leg and a bit of stress damage and that, which had a bit of wars over the years, let's say. But yeah, not bad. He's got a sort of little stubby tail part, which just helps, if you look at him from the side, just helps keep him upright, stops him tipping over backwards because of obviously folded up legs on the kibble on the back. Not the most aerodynamic of figures, but in his bat mode, but yeah, pretty good. Classically, of course, he came into the G1 cartoon line in the Headmasters rebirth sort of period, with the usual Dracula type voice, which, well, I suppose you'd expect something like that from a bat. But yeah, pretty good little figure. Nice that they picked out the bat eyes in red, just to sort of like highlight those as well. But yeah, I'll get to the transformation now. He's pretty simple to transform. First thing you want to do is open the canopy back up and pop the bat head down inside, and then close that back up, and that just gets rid of that. You then want to fold the tail forward around to the front, like so, and then you want to fold the back pieces down like the backpack of the bat, down and round to form the legs, like so. Pretty straightforward and easy to do. And then take the black bits, what I'm pointing out at the bottom, and just fold them around like so, and they obviously become his feet. And then you've got the bat standing up on a pair of legs, but on the back side. Now, of course, because his wings are on the back, what you've got to do then is rotate the wings on a 360, so they go around like that. And the same on that side, so that way up. And then you've got the arms on the right side for the robot chest. Now, one thing to be noteful of is these little clips for the fists can be very temperamental and also can break off. As with a lot of G1s, they work on these sliding fists. But I have found if you just pull the fist slightly back, if you move the arm forward, just put a bit of pressure on that side where the thumb would be. As you unpeg it, it just comes out a lot smoother, so it must be prone to just catch around the thumb area on the inside of the arm, and hence why some of them break. So again, just put a bit of pressure on the inside there and just slide it forwards. And I've just knocked Vorath off the table. Well, just pick him up. And anyway, there you go, that's the robot body. Now, one thing I did think was a little bit of a shame is the fact that the wings are the wrong way up now. They would have looked quite nice being the same way up as the back in this mode, but in this mode you're supposed to really fold them round to the back to sort of like just hide them out completely and then just get a robot mode. But it does give him a lot of kibble on the back, which is a bit of a shame. So I tend to have them about half and half, so you get a little bit of the effect, but without it being so on a sort of obtrusive on the eye in robot mode. Now, as with all headmasters of this period, you get your tech spec decoder built in, so you need to flip down the chest cover, and of course you get your strength, intelligence and speed indicators on the front there. Now, taking Vorath, fold him over in the usual headmaster transformation, just basically folding his legs up to his chest. Flip the face cover off of the front of the headmaster to reveal the face of the actual robot, which again is quite a nice little face, been sort of picked out there. A little bit of a shame I didn't pick out the sort of eyes in, say, like the matching purple would have been quite nice, but again, that's niggly sort of things to worry about, but pretty good. Now, of course, that just pops in to its usual slot on top, and then as you do that, up appear his specs. Just flip that back round. And as you can see, pretty good on strength, intelligence and speed, which is surprising as you'd think a bat would be quite slow on speed, but yeah, not bad specs really. Anyway, just be careful when you're sort of using these panels as well, because they often, if you know with hardhead, if you're familiar with that figure, these can be a bit temperamental to break off at the hinge, so it's always worth bearing that in mind when you're moving it, just to give it a little bit of an aid rather than just relying on the pressure on the hinge. But yeah, that's pretty much his robot mode. All what's left, of course, is to use Weird Wolf's gun as a replacement, just temporarily, to show you what he'd look like with his own gun. As of course I said, it's a matching sort of purple gun when you get Mindwipe's one, but very similar in its looks. It gives you a rough idea what this guy would look like complete. But yeah, all round a pretty good solid headmaster from the 87 lineup. Well worth picking up. You can pick them up in sort of tatty condition for not too bad money. Obviously the more mint and the more sort of, like I say, if you're getting one mint in box, the more you're going to pay for this guy. But well worth picking up. The details on the wings and that, the moulding details are really nice. But yeah, really good figure. A little bit of a shame they didn't use a bit more colour on his main body part, dark, but then I suppose he is supposed to be a kind of like nighttime, nocturnal sort of like hunter. So I suppose you wouldn't want him bright, luminous colours like in G2. But yeah, really nice, and of course the Decepticon purples, great on the bad guys anyway. So yeah, articulation's usual for a G1. You've got a little, oh, not big enough, you've got a little bit with the upper leg, but not on the knee, unfortunately, due to the transformation. These knees break, they go backwards, so unfortunately they couldn't articulate it fully the other way, which is a little bit of a shame. Arms is just the usual, up and down, I'm afraid, at the shoulder, but still not bad for a G1 really. At least he can lift his gun up, which is more than some of them can. But yeah, well worth a look if you're after a G1 Headmaster. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this review, and I shall see you again for another Transformers review. Thanks for watching.